Greetings, fellow men of culture. As always, I am broadcasting live from the peak of Thundercock Mountain. Bungie's new extraction shooter, Marathon, is causing a divide in the gaming community as wide as my cavernous butt crack. Fans of the game are pleading with people to not dismiss it just yet, and those that don't like it are very likely never to give the game a second thought after the recent server slam. Personally, I find myself leaning towards the latter. I'm not actively hoping it fails, since more competition is better for customers, but I can see what direction Grandma is squirting.
But even today, there's nobody I'd rather have deep dicking me at night.
The gunplay is easily the best aspect of Marathon, which is something Bungie gets right more often than not. Nearly every other aspect of the game is lackluster. The main menu UI is a bukkake surprise of menus upon sub-menus. Every little thing is difficult to find. The vault is a grid of nebulous icons that all look similar. The only way to see what certain things are is to mouse over every individual icon and check the tooltips. The bright neon visuals look like a unicorn took a majestic, steaming doo-doo all over my chest and face. These are pretty common criticisms of the game ever since the server slam. There's a reason so many people cite all these exact reasons for why they don't like Marathon or point out areas where it could improve. The game deserves legitimate criticism, so I took my little dick in my hand and said I'm not a fan of Marathon. I've been noticing a growing narrative surrounding Marathon specifically, where fans of the game are telling people just to shut up and learn the game. If you take 40 hours and learn all the specific mechanics and really dig in, you'll find an excellent extraction shooter. This might be true, but there's a few reasons why this argument doesn't work in regards to Marathon. The biggest streamer in the world right now is a guy called The Burnt Peanut, and he recently had a clip from one of his streams blow up because of how he reacts to people hating on Marathon. Before people try and say I hate him because he's popular or something, I'm actually a Burnt Peanut fan. There's a reason my YouTube recommendations are filled with funny moment compilations and stream highlights of his. I think he's hilarious. But his take on not criticizing games is incredibly out of touch.
Everybody's like, oh, dude, it's the same game every year. Then don't shit on it day one when they try something new. Even if you don't like it, shut up.
Even if you don't like it, shut up. Eat my entire juicy ass. In this particular instance, he's talking about the Marathon server slam, which was free, but when the game officially launches, it has a purchase price. If someone is expected to pay for a product, they can share their opinion on it all they like. This is a premium title, not free to play. You might say, but Tyrone, it's only $40. It's not a full price release, which is true, but $40 is a different level of commitment for a ton of different people. With how expensive everything in the entire world is getting, $40 could be a small amount to some and an immediate wait for sale for others. Just try to find two friends to play a free-to-play game with you. It's like pulling teeth. Now at a $40 price tag, it's nearly impossible. The reason I say this take is out of touch is because Peanut is a full-time streamer. He makes a living doing what he does. Him and a handful of other streamers commit $40 to potentially make thousands of dollars through their content. That's if Bungie didn't just provide them with a code to the game for free so they can act as promotion. Not liking a game but saying nothing is how we end up with embarrassments like Highguard and Overwatch 2. Blizzard has the resources to course correct, so they were able to consider player feedback, and now they're relaunching the game with a fresh start. Complaining and not buying stuff actually resulted in positive change. Don't let out-of-touch streamers tell you that you shouldn't say something if a company tries to sell you something you don't want. Otherwise, you'll never get offered something you actually do want.
Even if you don't like it, shut up! Shut the hell up! Let them work, let them cook!
We already let them cook. That was the over 4 years the game was in development. They did cook, and what came out of the oven was a half-baked Blumpkin pie.
Let them cook or you're gonna get Call of Duty 96! I'm not living with Call of Duty 96! I can't do Call of Duty 96!
It doesn't matter how much we complain about any new title, or if Marathon in particular succeeds or not. We're going to get Call of Duty 96 regardless. Call of Duty is popular because it has insane amounts of mass market appeal. People that are interested in a niche genre like hardcore extraction shooters aren't interested in Call of Duty. I'm sure there's some crossover, but for the most part, people that buy Call of Duty every year are the same ones buying Madden and other yearly sports titles. They're playing Warzone and Fortnite. There's no way a majority of them are also into Escape from Tarkov and by extension other extraction shooters. Complain about every game all you like. We're getting Call of Duty 96 no matter what.
You say game is trash for any game in the first 24 hours.
No,
I could not respect your opinion less. I could not.
It doesn't matter.
Any game. It could literally be paint drying simulator.
Not sure if he means before the first day of launch or before 20 hours of total playtime. time, but since the first one doesn't make much sense, I'll address the second. 24 hours seems like a completely arbitrary amount of time to be able to determine if you like a game or not. People who don't like extraction shooters and were somehow unaware that that's what Marathon is will load into their first match and not like it. Hitting 24 hours of playtime or waiting one day won't change that. People dislike certain games for thousands of reasons. Darkest Dungeon is an incredible and brutal dungeon crawler roguelike. There are people out there that will never try it because they don't like the way the characters look, or the main menu music makes them feel icky.
I've stoked through my defense.
Red Dead Redemption 2 is on another planet in terms of its quality. There are some people that won't give it a chance because they don't like the Old West setting.
You got real talent, friend.
Titanfall 2 is, in my opinion, the absolute best multiplayer FPS ever made. I love that game and its universe. Unfortunately, it just didn't sell very well, despite its quality. A ton of people just decided that they don't want it. No video game out there is owed a certain amount of players' time. They need to earn your money and attention in the same way movies do, or restaurants, or rub and tug parlors. People are allowed to dislike something for whatever stupid reason they choose. It's no different for Marathon. Whether they play for 5 minutes or 50 hours, if they don't like it, they don't like it. The idea that there should be an amount of time that someone needs to play a game in order to give an opinion is inane, unless they're booting the game, staring at the credits for 5 minutes, and then turning it off. I'm seeing a lot of Marathon players saying you really need to play more in order to get it. The more playtime you put into the game, the more you understand the esoteric mechanics, the more you'll enjoy it. This may all be true, but the problem is Marathon is intended to be a mass market product. Bungie isn't a small studio putting out a modest budget title that can thrive on a few thousand players. As of July 2024, Bungie has around 850 employees. They're under the ownership of Sony, themselves a massive media empire that purchased Bungie in 2022 for $3.6 billion. These are the big boys. This is far from their first FPS, and this title has crazy money behind it. Marathon is aimed at the mainstream gaming audience. Bungie wants as many eyeballs on it as possible. Fans of Marathon are huffing that stanky balloon knot if they think a mass market game can ask so much from potential players. Pleading with the general gaming audience to commit so much just to start having fun isn't going to work out. People play games for tons of different reasons. Some just like to boot something up and mindlessly click on bad guys and get loot. Some like to squad up with their friends to shoot the shit while they run around in Warzone or Fortnite or build a little house in Minecraft. Some people have an incredibly competitive mindset and sweat their bag off to reach high ranks or pub stomp. The problem with Marathon requiring its players to dig in and learn the game is most of the general audience don't have the mettle or patience to take any video game that seriously. Marathon is obtuse and hardcore enough that players are going to have to approach it with the same mindset as a competitive fighting game or a ranked mode in other shooters. The mass market won't go for that. There's only so much time that people can commit to video games and other hobbies. Given the choice between the immediate fun and dopamine drip of Call of Duty or the dozens of hours of struggle to eventually reach the fun of Marathon, people are going to pick Call of Duty. I think that's ultimately where the burnt peanut is wrong. His full-time job is to entertain his audience while playing video games. He is the exact player games like Marathon would appeal to. Playing video games for 5 or 6 hours a day, every day, is not the case for nearly everybody, let alone making money while doing it. It's easy for streamers like him to tell people to shut up when their entire schedule is playing video games. They'll inevitably get pretty good at whatever they're playing. For the rest of us, we have an hour or two after work to play video games. Some people have more and some people have less. Expecting people to waste that limited time on something they don't like is a huge ask. If you don't like a certain game, don't play it, and don't ever feel bad about telling people exactly why you don't like it, regardless of how much playtime you've dedicated to it. Publishers like Sony and developers like Bungie need their customers way more than their customers need them. If their product doesn't appeal to the people most likely to buy it, it's not up to those customers to go out of their way to strive to like it. Video games aren't a personal goal of competence for everyone. Marathon is too hardcore to be a massive success. It's not our fault for not wanting to lock in and train ourselves to be Marathon elites for their sake. Bungie wanted an easy win. They could have made a single-player campaign for Marathon along with the live service multiplayer, or go for the obvious choice and make Destiny 3. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, I'd greatly appreciate a like and subscribe. If you want to watch a video on how Marathon might be the end of Bungie as a studio, check out the video on screen, and I hope to see you all in the next one.